Hello, this is the summary of the article Empowerment and Families, Building Bridges Between Parents and Professionals, Theory and Research. This article was written by Jennifer S. Nashin from the Department of Psychology of Queen's University in Kingston, Ontario. This article explores five topics. The first one is the new and multiple roles of parents of children with special needs or parents with children with behavior disorders. It also gives us a definition of the term empowerment, what it is, and how you can apply that term to this population. The importance of measuring empowerment in families with special needs children. Also explains the theory of empowerment, and then it explores a new scale to measure empowerment that is called the Family Empowerment Scale, FMS. Empowerment is defined as an intentional, ongoing process through which people lacking an equal share of value resources gain greater access and control over those resources. And on empowerment, on the other end, it can be defined by feelings of stress and frustration and hopelessness. So empowerment and unempowerment in the special needs families. Empowerment is evident in families with the special needs children when the parents and the family unit are actively involved in the care of the children and have a sense of control over their own person, their children, and their family unit. And unempowerment, on the other hand, is seen when parents have a sense of hopelessness and feel frustrated and they feel that they lack control and they're not able to actively participate in the care of their child. So there is a theory of empowerment, and it basically says that there is three different levels of empowerment. You have a big, like surrounding the community level of empowerment when actions are taken by community members to improve the lives of people within the community. You have organization level requires actions taken by members of an organization to better the organization. So I think this could be applied to like a family unit, right? It's a small organization and every single member is working towards making the life of the people in that family better. And then the individual is like more the own person empowerment, but it requires an understanding of one's environment, what are your rights, your responsibilities, and so on, and also the understanding of one's own ability to take action and take control. So the people that came up with this theory of empowerment came up with the observation, or they really explore how you can assess empowerment, right? And they decided that it made sense to think of empowerment as a process where it starts with actions that bring outcomes, and the actions are, you give help, you receive help, and then you feel empowered by those actions, right? If I'm in need, I'm struggling, and I accept help, it might be difficult, but then you feel that, okay, I'm letting other people help me, or I see somebody in need and I'm gonna give them help. That is actually highly rewarding. So that also brings empowerment. And then the outcome, like, obviously you feel empowered, but it is really, really hard to measure empowerment in the actions because they're so variable. There is so many things that can make you feel empowered. So they have focused on measuring the outcomes. What comes like from the actions. How does that reflect in the empowerment level of a person? So this measuring tool called the Family Empowerment Scale that was designed by Coral in 2003. divided empowerment into dimensions: level of empowerment and expression of empowerment. And the purpose of this scale is to measure the family's level of empowerment and expression of empowerment. The scale consists of questionnaires that has been evaluated and has been successfully used in studies involving caregivers of children with juvenile diabetes, emotional behavioral disorders, and developmental disabilities. So we explore the level of empowerment. So it's the ability of the family to handle day-to-day situations. It's also the ability of the family to work with the service system, and also the community and advocacy involvement. So the expression of empowerment is divided into three subtypes: the interactional, intrapersonal, and behaviors. So the interactional is expressed as an understanding of the environment and how, what are the rights and responsibilities of of the family, or what's going on in the environment, right? The intrapersonal is their own beliefs regarding self-competency, the self-confidence the person has that they can manage a situation. And behaviors are the actual actions people take that makes them feel empowered. By having an accurate definition of the concept of empowerment and a reliable measuring tool, the authors suggest the focus of research to be families of special needs children, since most of the research on empowerment is theoretical and very little work has been done of the experiences of families with special needs children. So how can they measure empowerment as an outcome? They came up with a model that when they see a family functioning well, that the outcome is that the family will be more empowered. If this family receive family-centered interventions, the outcome is that the parents and the family overall will feel more empowered and their level of stress will be reduced. Then they saw that if they did parental training, then these people will have more power over the interventions, and they will feel included, and they could participate in the implementation of treatment, and that resulted in empowerment as well. And they also saw it the other way. How can we empowerment as a predictor? So they saw that many of the parents that they filled out that questionnaire and they follow up the process and came out with the results. The families that were more involved in advocacy groups and any other community-based as associations that work to improve the life of people with disabilities, these parents and these families were way more educated in the subject. They were more aware of the environment and the rights and responsibilities, and by that, as a result, they became way more empowered. So there is two kinds of empowered advocacy. So you can have the empowered advocacy, that is the positive advocacy, where you get together with other like-minded people and you really push an ideal that's going to benefit everybody. And then you have the unempowered advocacy, that is the negative one kind, that comes from feelings of hopelessness and frustration. So you can imagine somebody feeling really upset and frustrated and feeling that by yelling at the caregiver, or by yelling at the therapist, or by being demanding and being very negative, they're helping, they're advocating for their loved one, but they're actually, it's a different kind of advocacy. It's an unempowered advocacy that has negative results. So the conclusion of this article that I could gather was that more research is needed on families with special needs individuals and empowerment, using their experiences as a family navigating the system. Second, that empowerment is a powerful feeling that can affect the quality of life of caregivers and special needs individuals. The third one is by assessing the level of empowerment in a family unit, proper interventions can be put in place to help the family. Build bridges by empowering families. That's right. I have to say, as a mother of a special needs child, the more included I felt, the more educated I felt, the more training I received, the more supported I felt with with the professionals. It really helped me like to grow as a mother and as a caregiver, and to reduce all those feelings of stress and frustration. And I feel that it's a huge important tool that as a professionals we have to use to support our families, because we need each other to succeed. Thank you.